I'm uncomfortable. I'm highly uncomfortable now.
This is the story
We
of a man
know.
named Stanley.
Why are they analyzing me like this? There's no reason I should have a gold trophy right now. What did I do? Go use the bathroom. Is our bathroom in this game?
All of his co-workers were
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, yeah.
What could it mean?
You know who's not gone,
Stanley
Stanley.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Everything is fuzzy. New content. Say less.
Oh, new content?
Since when
What
was
does
this
that mean,
here?
new content?
What? Y'all doing the most. Open sesame. Well, was this door always here? Or was I just not being observant? Both things could have happened.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable
What?
Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Shout out 2013.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Does it? Are we gonna do that intro every time, or is this a one-time thing?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Swargirl's thing got buffed. Spider-Man's, if he's really close, like I've died to it
Is it broken? What's going on here?
sometimes.
Should we...
Squirrel Girls,
should
if she
we
catches me off
move
guard,
somewhere oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
we can cancel a lot of people's ults, but it's having the web ready, knowing when to do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra...
And just holding onto it, wait for
Deluxe
somebody's
were
ultimate ain't the move.
tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, I didn't mean to back. Whoa, that felt weird. Don't do that. Vincent, what's wrong?
All right. All right, let's see it.
Oh, you're capping.
The jump circle?
Before Duelist and then Vincent, what did you play?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
So you play Doctor Strange. So it's like you still had no support. Just gotta be able to adjust. As you get better, you gotta sacrifice. Make sacrifice for the team.
Goodness.
Or not.
Another element. Stanley, I have
Before
to
somebody
say,
else to shift.
Initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it?
For
Oh,
sure.
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens comes when greedy video game developers with no respect for their
That got me.
fanbase rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. What is this? Y'all stay changing the arena. This isn't normal. Give me back this. Not whatever this is. Wrong. You're wrong. You should feel bad about it.
Psst.
Don't whisper in my ear.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Coffee nut. Yeller. Never mind.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked
If the
it away
situation's
here
right,
where the
anybody
game's
can drop
developers
penny.
won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
They said pressurized gas instead of steam.
When the game originally
It's so wild.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
What is that? Is that a book? That gotta be a book, right? Looks like a board game. It can't be a board game, though. No, impossible. 2014 Independent Games Festival. Who? That actually has me thinking. Is that this Friday or any Friday? It's not on the schedule. Okay, we're speaking hypothetically. Good. Pressurized gas. But still, YouTube is there. They got beef with Steam? Steam has given me a refund on a game I haven't played yet, so we are not cool. $1. You know any place like that? That had like the first dollar put up somewhere. And it's always like a good looking dollar too. It's not beat up. Where did it go? Not beat up. Don't have any marks. Always like a $1 bill or something. Never a 20, never 100. It's just a single dollar. Like, what did they buy? They got a cup, no water, because that costs extra. They got nominated. Congrats. Nominated again. Congrats. Nominated again. Congrats. Wow. That was nice. It's unorthodox not having them like in my ear about different things. Kind of need that. Okay.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Why do I have 10 messages from one person? What's going on?
Hour of new elevator.
Somebody else is in the Discord gaming. I ain't reading all that. Not yet. Which chat am I checking? The one at 242? Whoa. Wait, what? Did it just wrap back around? It did. Tier lists don't really. It's always what? Is that legal? That was Minecraft right up there. Collector's edition. So they turned to a CD ROM? No way. They could have. We'll stop them if they did. Just 13 seems so far away.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Think about OMG, somebody we had rated earlier today. Not earlier this week. And they're playing every character until they get MVP. Every day. Do you know how hard that is?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Justified.
Funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose
Can I finish reading that?
A handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web.
These are some great canvases, stretched well.
That I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I can appreciate a good canvas. In one of my art classes, we had the option to make our own canvases. Of course, I didn't have time for that, and I was rich back then, so I would buy my canvases every week or two. And the professor asked, like, "Hey, how much did you spend out of pocket for this class at the end of the year?" And I did the math for it. I had spent like 1,000 something on just canvases and paint. And y'all seen my art before? Actually, all the canvases are right there. I've considered. There was a kid in our class who would do one thing on a canvas, and then the second we start something new, he'd paint it all over, and then paint on top of it with something different. You save money that way, but also you kind of lose the memories. I got just give me highlights from the list. I can tell you how I feel about it.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for
Oh
me.
my, on so much. I know
always,
why.
well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Facts.
A skip button.
I didn't look at how long they played the game for.
Oh,
9.0 hours
yes.
is commitment.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
They're forcing me. You don't want no problems. You just.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to
I think I meant to hit the
manifesto.
skip button.
Heavens, at this
Skip
rate,
button.
we're
I just
going
didn't hit me
nowhere.
until now.
Okay, look, I have a method for exactly
I'm gonna let
this
him
sort
go,
of
though.
situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
We didn't even do a real run.
All right,
So
here we
after
go.
whatever this is,
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
yeah,
Treatise, manifesto.
yeah. Hold on,
Treatise, manifesto.
hold on.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Hold on.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Ha!
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
He got off beat.
Treatise,
Yeah.
manifesto.
Ooh.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Man, it's too simple. Know how I do it.
treatise,
I don't feel like rapping, man. That could be stupid. Man, I'm back on. It's 20.
treatise,
I'm not. Hold on. Somebody give me a word real quick. I'm about to go in on this treatise. Manifesto. Let me pull out rhyme zone. And it's gonna be easier. That's cheating, isn't it?
manifesto.
Ah,
Treatise, manifesto.
yeah. Hold on.
Treatise,
Look at manifesto. Manifesto.
manifesto. Treatise,
Manifesto.
treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
What does it say? It said
treatise,
Wikipedia titles that match. Big Show.
treatise,
Oh, I didn't mean search Big Show. I'm gonna search
treatise,
manifesto.
treatise,
Manifesto. Stomach growling.
treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
I don't need the definition. I need rhymes.
treatise,
Rhymes and manifesto. Do you have it or not?
treatise,
Okay, here it is.
manifesto. Treatise,
I'm not about to do that.
manifesto.
I'll push the skip button.
Treatise, manifesto.
There's a lot of good words, but
Treatise,
I could go from crow to dough, and then dough, and then foe, and then flow, and then
manifesto. Treatise,
I don't want to.
manifesto.
Chateau. Hold on. They're bringing out good words.
Manifesto.
You got
Treatise,
Boudreaux,
manifesto.
Barreau,
Treatise,
Chateau,
manifesto.
Compo, Crossbow.
Treatise,
I could do it because it's better than the syllable. So I'll find the beat.
manifesto.
Hey, we got
Treatise,
bow, fro,
manifesto.
dough, low,
Treatise,
row, no,
manifesto.
low, no,
Treatise,
schmo, throw,
manifesto.
whoa. And then you go to the second. Okay, I don't want to go yap for yap with him because I really can. He ain't about to out yap me. That's not a good thing though. Like, you want people to be able to listen to what you're saying.
Treatise,
That is one downside
manifesto.
to doing all this. Is sometimes, like,
Treatise,
I don't hit a point where my words don't mean anything. It's just random noise.
manifesto.
Like,
Treatise,
somebody last night said that they could, like, but then went to sleep to my voice because it's kind of peaceful. And that's good.
treatise,
But what if
manifesto.
what if in, like, hour 4.5 of a 12-hour stream,
Manifesto.
I begin to break down
Treatise,
and cry
manifesto.
about, like, a
Treatise,
dog that I had whenever I was 17.
treatise,
And how
manifesto.
that dog that I met in the sewer,
Manifesto.
I would pull up week after week after week, but I knew that I couldn't provide for it.
Treatise,
Until one day I get back inside the
treatise,
sewer and
manifesto.
the dog is there, but he ain't moving the way he used to.
Treatise, manifesto.
And I tell y'all this,
Treatise,
but because you're just used to hearing my voice,
treatise, manifesto.
it don't mean anything anymore.
Treatise, manifesto.
And my words have now lost value because I've used them so often.
Treatise,
But on the flip side, what if I
Treatise,
was somebody that you come to and I'd speak
manifesto.
maybe once every hour?
Treatise, manifesto.
Then it becomes the thing that you would want for, that you would long for. And even
Treatise, manifesto.
2 words, a word, would mean everything for that next hour until you waited for the next thing to come out of my mouth.
Manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
So is me speaking this much worth it?
Treatise,
As long as it has value, then yes.
manifesto.
That's what I'd say.
Treatise, manifesto.
But then if I'm like sitting
Manifesto.
and he's here,
Manifesto. Treatise.
he set a pattern. And as long as he doesn't make that pattern, you stop listening to what he has to say.
Treatise.
Because now it's just a backbeat.
Treatise.
So you can say forward, forward, skip.
Treatise.
What does that leave us at? Oh, we got Eric Low, Ammo,
Treatise.
Busto, Big Toe,
Treatise.
Boudreaux, Bongo. You can speed up.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise.
Copper Cross, Bro, Death Glow, Dumb Show, Dunno, Dutch Ho, Elbow, Emo, Fargo, Pharaoh, Fellow, Flambeau, Fogbo, Get Go.
Treatise.
Guano, Euro, Hollow, Hydro, Hypno, Ice Flow, Ice Show.
Manifesto.
Hmm.
Treatise. Manifesto.
It's not because I hate my fans or I do that second option. It's because
Manifesto. Treatise.
family has stuff.
Manifesto. Treatise.
They wanted to do a game night and I think that set up.
Manifesto.
No, other times I just want to pull up
Manifesto.
and have people do something
Manifesto.
for me.
Treatise. Manifesto.
I guess, yeah.
Treatise.
Because sometimes I get into place
Treatise.
like
Manifesto. Treatise.
I'll put in
Manifesto.
a lot of work in a lot of different areas. I'm not trying to like flex or anything, but like it's
Treatise.
true.
Manifesto.
Sometimes just get it to hear that hey, you're appreciated. Things you put in,
Treatise.
it's worth it. These lights are weird.
Treatise.
They're square,
Manifesto.
but because of perspective, they look like heavily rectangle from this angle,
Treatise.
and then heavily rectangle from this angle.
Treatise.
Okay, I'll hit the button at 3 o'clock.
Treatise.
I'll hit the button at 3 o'clock.
Manifesto.
So really, it's a thing like
Manifesto. Treatise.
all I'm saying.
Manifesto.
Sometimes not to be nice to be appreciated. Like one of the pastors
Treatise.
after our worship night was like, "Hey, can we just take a moment? He's gonna hate this, but he started like honoring me in front of everybody, which is cool.
Treatise.
You have to do it.
Manifesto. Treatise.
That's 3.
Manifesto.
Dang it.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on.
I did.
Didn't you? But that's the power of the button.
It's alright.
The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
Don't start it up again. I'll listen to you the whole
I can't
time.
wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change that
I don't think so.
in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making.
Why?
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology,
What a
at work,
beautiful wedding.
surely
What a
whoever it is who
beautiful.
runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review. So
I just
that
have
the
too
feature
much.
is not
Like I want to listen because I know I'm not about to do this to
I
you.
would even
This
be
specific.
okay with pressurized
way that I
gas
would.
altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity,
So
rises
I'm not gonna be impatient. What? Sure, if you want.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That
Huh?
last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30
Oh.
45 minutes. It's not unendurable.
It's
by
about how
any
we're
means.
knocking the time
Look,
forward.
There's really only so much I can
What time
ramble
is it?
on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
Because you got quiet that last
I
time.
do suggest that we not press the button.
2:25.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can
Yeah.
say goodbye to it and just wait. How do we get out?
The
of here?
door.
Where did the door go?
Okay, you all got
Isn't there a
jokes.
door that led into this room?
Yeah, there was.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
1,000%
How
was.
else would we have gotten into the room in the first
You can use the ladder
I
back
don't
here.
think one can enter a room without a door of some sort or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll
Nope.
take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and
Can you hit the skip button?
please step away from the skip button.
We could jump forward in time to where
Or
the building has
other
eroded.
skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a
Oh, I
wall?
can't bet up enough momentum.
Is there any possibility that you
Uh,
could, say, slam your
I'll make that
body
noise whenever I
into
run
the
into
wall
walls.
until
I'm
enough
sorry.
damage is done for you to be able to leave?
You want me to
Please,
erode it?
I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need
You got
a door.
water?
We need a door of some
Give me
kind.
right, I am human.
I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to step
that makes
away
it a
for just
door.
moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
Listen here,
I
bro.
don't
You
know
got
how
1
exactly
minute.
to remove a door and place it in a different wall.
I'll
but
watch the
I
clock.
will find a way, I promise.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button.
You have a
Please,
minute.
please,
You have a
please
minute.
do
You
not
have a
press
minute.
the skip button.
You have a minute.
Wait here.
A minute.
Wait here for me.
A minute.
Don't press the skip button.
A minute.
Got it? Yes. Good.
Ready, set.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hold on. New phrase stop from the clock. I already ran out. It's like the flow is there. The flow is impeccable. The flow is top 10 flows you've ever heard in your life. That's another thing. People talk about flow. Everyone's done a flow before. It's just how can I break down this 8? There's a guy. He was on like Instagram Reels or something like that, and he took this like solid little 8 beat, like something like this, and then broke his bars down into eighths as he continued. It's one of the most impressive things I've seen. And like every time, because you know like 3 and 8 don't go together like 2 and 8 do, or 4 and 8. But he'd rap until he'd hit that perfect spot where it fell, and he'd keep going. It's truly amazing. A spectacle, with that, and that, all of it. All right, that's 1 minute. Up off the clock, and press the skip button. He told me not to. Hey, if there was like a map in the top right corner that showed me where he was and like where his goal was, or like a progress bar, ooh, right up off the top, that would be the one. Sometimes I need things like this, just to idle. It's like a therapy session, but not really. Right now, one of the characters that does is in like a therapy session. I don't know if I want to give out spoilers, so never mind. Let's hit the skip button. Kind of don't want to. I had to.
Stanley!
What did I
Stanley,
do?
please don't push the button again.
Was
It's
it?
been
What time was it?
12
It was
hours.
2:55.
You've just been frozen there. I
Wait.
don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
That's what I'm
I've checked
saying.
Every one of those walls 1,000 times.
I wanna finish
And
these
there's
so
no
bad.
door, Stanley.
These
There's
gun
no
worms,
door.
so they'll never
It's
be
just
here.
you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more
And
than
watch me?
anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Put a wall.
I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And
Oh.
I have to believe it. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you,
We went through
you're
the we went through the new
going to
content
press that
door.
button again. Would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God.
So this is from the new content door, not the.
Those
We'll have to do a
reviews,
regular
I
run
couldn't
after
get out of
this,
my head. I
and
just
then we'll.
couldn't
I don't know.
ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out.
The lights
in
went out.
vengeful fury. To alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button. To become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you, just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again. leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be
Streaming so
moved
late.
by my
That ain't gonna
howls
happen.
of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You're
Family wants to have a
leaving me in-
game
oh, my
night
God. And it's all because of those
that I'm in charge
reviews.
of.
Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so
But
important for me to fix the
see me on the Discord
Why
tomorrow
did Cookie
for
Nine's
sure.
opinion matter so much
got a
to
lot
me?
of
I've never
things
even met Cookie Nine.
to say.
I have no idea who
And
they
then
are.
you'll see me on Sunday.
It doesn't really matter, but here I am. I'm
Snow or not,
fixated
you're gonna
on
see me.
every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my
There's
imperfections,
no
and I become as impetulant
way.
as a child.
There's
Wild
no
and
way at all.
impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing
That-
out with a vengeful fury.
I'm gonna break
To alter and
something.
to change and to break anything unbroken.
Whenever I used to
Only
hold on, he's still
pleases
speaking.
this one
Nah.
person who made a single negative.
Whenever I used to coach,
What does such an impulse
I consider bringing like a throwing
whose
hat.
benefit is this? And
So
here
where,
I am
like,
now, stuck in a
anytime-
room, waiting for you to press
if I
this
need to
button.
really lash out, I could just throw a hat
Time,
down as soon
knowing
as like
today
as hard as I could,
I'm going to be stuck
and it wouldn't hurt
all alone,
anybody.
That I had the power to prevent it all from happening if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my
Richard Prelin, hello.
Just you, just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely.
That's a
you'll
solid
press
intro.
that
One of my
button,
favorites.
leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire.
It was
to see
literally the
what's
method.
next ahead of my
Me grow-
need
that's
for
another reason why I didn't play
for
video games.
companionship. Surely you'll not be
Growing up.
moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no.
Once I saw people playing it on YouTube and stuff, so I was like, what's the point of me getting it?
God. And it's all because of those reviews.
And plus I can experience that with
Those
somebody
reviews that I
else
couldn't
rather
get
than
out
just
of my
myself.
head. I just couldn't
Great.
ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm
Richard Brown's been here
on
before.
every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me.
But
The
indeed,
merest
welcome in.
mention of one of my
Welcome back.
imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
Wait,
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change.
did he just repeat?
Anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one.
Okay, we gotta start paying attention to
who
where
made a
the
single
loop
negative
resets,
comment.
if there's a loop, because he said the
Does
same
such
thing.
an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button. To become
Okay, he's for sure
fixed in
repeating
time,
himself,
knowing
'cause it was
the
that
way
certain
to do
line.
it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone. And that I had the power to prevent it all from
Yeah,
happening.
we've heard
If
this.
only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now.
We'll let him finish, and then we'll wait for like the reset.
Your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here.
It's interesting, 'cause he'll start
Surely
saying
you'll put
stuff.
Your own desire to see
me
what's
just stop again.
next ahead of my need for company.
I want to listen to what he has to say.
companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well.
This is the-
You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've
He's
never
doing it
even
in
met
such a
Cookie
good
Nine.
way,
I
though,
have no idea who
where the
they
circle
are.
like makes perfect
Doesn't really
sense.
matter, but here I am. I'm fixating on
Okay, we
every
gotta do
tiny
it.
negative thing.
Or else I was gonna keep listening and be like, oh shoot, we've hit it again.
You're back. Oh my goodness.
What o'clock?
I have someone to talk to again.
Yeah, you know what's good.
Stanley, I think it's been a week
Yikes.
or 2 weeks.
I can tell the lights are. Oh, there's
I've been
one.
sitting here all that time.
We like to
Just
get
sitting
laps.
here, not a single person to speak with.
Oh, I can, yeah.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
Classic ladder,
Me talking,
board.
and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking.
Yeah.
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even
Yes, Gib.
close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
Ah,
I
yes.
needed there to be a
I only
vessel
spent 16
through which my
hours.
words were moving. It was the vessel I needed,
I'm gonna
Stanley.
take things
Now,
slow
the
just
outcome,
because
stop
I
the
know I'm not
story.
gonna be back
None
here.
of that matters anymore.
We're not
I'll
doing a
give it
completion
all up.
run,
I'll
so
give up
I experienced
every
something one
branching
time,
path. I'll burn my
and that's
story
it.
to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know.
There's no way, Gib.
Stanley, maybe if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decay. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel
Pokey
right
shot.
now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about
No
anything
way.
at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
We're back. We'll do one more lap and then push the button. He starts spinning, he loses it. Going down a little, Here we go. Coach, y'all.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I
slow
haven't
fade.
had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire
Ooh.
year? Let me describe it for you.
Batteries ran out.
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, but what I now know was far less. You
Hi.
see, it was a revelation.
It's because we have a lot of stuff going on in these
It
next
was
few
unlike
weeks.
anything I had ever known. It was a space without
And
consequence,
based
without action or
on
plan.
how
It was divorced
the beginning of
entirely
today
from the
went, it was just
personal
smartest to
ego
leave it
that you
alone
and I have
and
squabbled
pick back
over
up in
for so
February
long.
with it.
There could be no one
That's why it's a
ending,
Jackbox.
no singular outcome of
Today.
events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt free. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular
Blaze, how are you?
outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity.
I'll stop
of
listening. Let me
knowing,
keep listening to
both
him. Sorry.
singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to
The person
state
who understands the purpose of
the
it, though,
plain fact of this manner of existence.
would
I wish
commit.
you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Okay. Can I push it again? Ooh, I didn't like that. Beep come from the clock? Or is it one of the... So sorry if this is getting annoying. I'll do one quick lap, see if anything changes, I'll push the button again. Interesting. Oh, it is. Fire alarm. Fire alarm, smoke detector.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down
Found a fork
review
on the
and
ground.
make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate
don't like that. We're
desires,
on the same way for
every
this whole
single
time.
thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste
I go to
it.
sleep to this.
Resentment. And my,
Like,
how good does
legitimately.
it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized, at last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor. But they didn't understand the game was never
What was
meant to be
that?
funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic
So just
little
reset.
thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to
Did it?
examine with an uncompromising heart the
It's like
world
certain
just
things that
speaking
it say,
to
I'm
the
like, okay,
world.
about reset.
As
And
though
then other
there were
things
no
is,
consequences for a lack of
I don't
cohesion in
remember.
one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable.
I can't
We
tell.
demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every...
oh, it's interesting. So how about these? And the narrator's not saying anything. Because he claims that he's here. And that I'm frozen in place. But he ain't saying nothing. I gotta see steps. When he comes back after this press.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
Hold on.
never the end, is 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 never the
Show your teeth. Right now, right now. Is it actually eroding? I was joking about that before. But sure. That's the reality we get. Sounds fun. Another one. I get it 365, 7 months, 24/7. It's just me now. Oh no. The ladder's gone too. It's just me or this song is weird. For free? But I think I know it's Drake in it. Such a weird topic. Daytime now. Ooh, that's not day. That is not the sun. Way too white. What's that sound? That chair is still here. Freedom, I gotta get to it. And I'm not there. Get this away from me. Where'd the seeds come from? Or are you saying the vegetation reached this point? That's very possible. Still no sun, just bright lights. Flashing lights. He's not gonna say anything. What's not back yet? It's time based. Whoa, hold on. Felt like for a second we were there. No, that's something else. That's something else. Chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. Did I fall? No, I can't get out. Yo, stop trolling, please. Oh, I can see the walk. That got scary quick. Because I was like, if I put in all this effort, I'm not to be able to get freedom. No, please. Oh, everything is leaning. I don't like that. There it is. There's that escape we've been looking for. Push the button again. I wanted to walk up it so bad. Walk to the sun, always. Okay, cool. That was a run.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. We'll go to that door later. Because we had it. That wasn't there before at all. The first time we played.
When
Left?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And then... Oh, no, I went the wrong way.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
1,000% went the
Feeling a
wrong
wave
way.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
What?
office.
I
Coming
think
to a
what we're going to try to
staircase,
do...
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
If the
office.
ending is different...
But Stanley
Wait.
just
Wait.
couldn't do it.
No,
He
no, no,
considered
no,
the
no, no.
possibility of
No,
facing
I
his
went the wrong way.
boss,
I went the wrong way.
Admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
I
And
think there's a
such
break in it.
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Don't start the loop yet.
All because he
Ah.
believed everyone had vanished.
Begin the game again. I tried. That was the wrong way. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
We've already experienced that ending. I meant to
Stanley
go
decided to go to the meeting room.
Where did I
Perhaps
mean
he
to
had
go?
simply missed a memo.
up. Then no, don't fall for that. Left, then up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
They were
the
going to do
door
that
on his left.
storyline, but stop the timer before everything goes to shame.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find a... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the
Oh, we're gonna
narrator
run to
talk.
this song,
That
isn't it?
kind of anxiety isn't
Yep.
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
My muscle is fatigued heavily. I think my body can tell.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked
Did I do?
into the opened passageway.
I can tell where I was headed. From here, what do we do? Can't remember.
Descending deeper into the building,
Ah.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
It's moments like
as though he
this,
felt
I do
more
wish there
free
was a
to
skill
think for
button.
himself, to
I know we
question
just
the
talked
nature of
about
his
it.
job. Why did he feel this now?
But it's not the fact that I
when
don't
he
value
next
things that are
had
being
never
said. It's the fact that I've
occurred to him?
experienced it
This
before.
question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Already
large
tried to
door
skate.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Wait. No, it just continues
Although this
going down.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
No, I don't remember. Let's not go that way. Come back. Not worth it. What did the almost death ended? I don't even know if that's a real thing. I'm just talking.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
But there's an on button and an off button. We've done both, but we haven't.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
We haven't
If
turned
he
it on
had
and
the
turned it off.
strength to find out.
I think. I'll be able to tell once we get there. Like, keep it a stack.
Now the
I
monitors
know I got
jumped to
bands.
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's
Oh, with 100 bits. Thank you.
Never. It was
Honk.
unthinkable, wasn't it?
Honk,
Was
how
it
you
even
been?
Possible? Had he truly spent his
Oh, that's a
entire life
confusing life pattern.
utterly blind to the world?
What you been up to lately? Same old, same old.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
Happy.
content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would
I'm sleepy
dismantle
too.
the controls once and for all.
A lot of build up. Then we get to bed at the regular time though. Is it snowing anywhere around you? I know some places are getting a lot of snow. At the moment. It looks like a staircase, does it not? I can't see. Oh, I could use y'all's view. I can see things so much better. There's a gate there. This feels like cheating. Things are so much lighter. Wait, y'all see it. Is this weird? Does this feel weird? I'm like looking through y'all. Go We got a lot of snow last night. I don't know if it's still snowing right now, but
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take
I haven't been
control
outside
of the
for it,
machine
but I know it's there.
yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe
they
you
tried.
find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Yeah, maybe it's intentional.
That this
I don't
machine
know.
is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
It could be part of the meme. I have no idea.
2 minutes.
It's been one of those
Now,
things.
this is making
I just gotta
it a
let
bit
them.
more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
do the
It's
thing.
your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious...
It's gonna fade out
moments
slowly
of the
in 2
news.
months.
More
We're gonna
time
experience the
to talk
1-year stream with their names
about
being
me.
different.
Where will
Ain't that
we
wild?
go? What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
Okay, gotta hit the button,
Glad to
hit
know
the
where
off
your
button.
co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
Pissed.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your
Oh, he's
office
flexing his
room,
power right now.
pushing buttons endlessly and then
I know when to push the off button.
other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone.
You do use the bathroom.
inside, or I let it burn.
Do I have time to go do that? 50 seconds?
Say this though, this version of events has
No, I have to wait because the timer resets, and I want to be in the bathroom and then have the world explode as I'm in the bathroom. That'd be kind of whack.
It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
We're going yap for yap right now. Do you think that number on the far right, it's actually showing every single number?
Even better. My
The
goodness,
penultimate
only
one, I learned that word
34
today.
seconds left.
The
But
second to
I'm
last
enjoying
one
this so much.
obviously
You
shows
know
every
what?
number. It's just
To hell with it.
fast.
I'm going to put some extra time.
Oh, that scared me. Okay, I can go to the bathroom. I'll be back and I'll press the off button. If the timer hits like 20 seconds and I'm not back,
What's the matter, Stanley?
I don't know.
Is it that you have no idea
Contact
where you're
somebody.
going or what you're supposed
Real
to
talk,
do?
you know the degrees of separation?
Or did you just assume
If you
so
work
that
hard enough
time
and fast enough, you could find
something in
somebody
this room
that
was
knows
capable
me
of turning it
and
on?
can get me out the
I mean,
bathroom.
look at you.
But
Running from
I don't know where the
button to
connection
button,
would be.
screen to
Actually,
screen,
think
clicking
on that.
every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Sold? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene.
47 seconds. Ah! Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Which time?
You wanted to control this
30
world,
seconds.
that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first.
Gotta dry 'em.
so you can't.
Very important you draw hands. No, this needs to be controllers. They might explode. If you don't
That's
do it.
30 seconds you
Run it
have
back.
to destroy.
Okay, chill, 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 chill.
Just you being blown to pieces.
All right. Whenever I'll do that in like 4 seconds. Oh yeah, that controller is shaking.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's
4
all
seconds.
the same to me. All a part of the joke.
We're aiming for 4 for 4.
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say
I'm pressing off.
the erupt.
I was pressing the off button. I was spamming that jump. Okay, we went the wrong way. That run doesn't count because that's one we already experienced. We're gonna go to the right and then to the maintenance, and then jump off and land on something nice. Hopefully. I think we've done everything on the left side.
All of his co-workers
Maybe.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
No, I
break.
zipped the sleeping bag. Y'all know I got a sleeping bag. I have zipped my pants on stream before.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Ooh.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
They do new content because we haven't done a regular schmegular
took
run.
the first open door on his left.
This is where we are.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
We're being
nothing
taken.
but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
Okay,
zero
this is completely new.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
And then we'll listen to him from this point on. If he says anything. If not, to be for.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Shoot.
Stanley walked through the red door.
And we'll leave the blue door and new
Oh,
content
thank
for the next
God
time we
you
play.
are willing to listen to me.
So like a plan?
You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing
Stop
right now.
with the
Don't you see that
resets.
it's killing us, Stanley?
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Are those the same door? Oh my gosh, my brain.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Well, wait. He stopped talking.
No, wait. Where are you going?
He has to be consistent.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Whoa. We're not doing that. My fault, bro. My fault, big bro. Fault, big bro. I didn't mean it. Right back down. I know that was a crescendo. But you just told me to go back in here. But you're not saying anything, though.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, Just stay here.
What else, Stanley Parable? Anything else I want to see or do
No.
today?
What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved
Nah, we'll go for
here.
the 7th streak.
You heard me before, didn't you? You
And-
will die. What about this isn't getting through to
Be
you?
back on Sunday. New vibe, new schedule. Do subathon.
No! Oh,
What?
thank God. You lived.
Run it back, Turbo.
You have me. No. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
It looks better now.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Wait, for real? I'll give you 10 seconds. Took you too long. We jumping off. We gonna do a flip. I'll do a 360 this time.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
All right, that's a terrible fall.
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
$360.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
This one kind of hits. Never mind. It did. Dragonite. It hits down here. This is really cool. I could consider being here for about a day.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
No, it was cool. Next.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike me?
I know you're not taking it personal.
You'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Go 360. Let's go the opposite way. Missed it. Try again.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
The room change?
I don't know anymore.
Nah, the context is really wild. I was thinking about that, how YouTube would view it. Ooh, my fingers just
tingled. Do you
tingled.
want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Oh, rooms. Who is the room's name? It is. Somebody's not trying to keep me entertained. Shame, shame, shame. What if I squat before I do it? Make it like a little. We'll try that. Maybe get some extra inches. My Ultra Balls had a 50% chance of working. I'm now 1,000% certain of it. Everybody else's is 80. Mine's 50.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yikes. Great. That was that.